Pursuing your dreams is a concept that I was taught many, many years ago. And I remember thinking, that's a pretty novel idea. It should be kind of easy, right? It's not. It's really not. And I'm going to tell you why it isn't, but I'm going to also give you the answers on how it can be. Pursuing our dreams basically means you're working to expand yourself. You're working to create a tomorrow that's different than your today. And when you dream big dreams and you start that process and you start seeing yourself as the bigger, higher you, the challenge is you're going to have 100 different voices saying, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not really that person. I'm not strong enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not good enough. No one's going to listen to me. Or you're going to have those voices, those critical voices that say, oh, you're a loser. No one likes you. You're too fat. You're too skinny. You're too whatever. Well, the truth is none of that is true. And it's easy to say none of it's true, but how do we get beyond it? When we dream big dreams and we're really literally willing to move in a direction of grandness, move in a direction that we're living our highest sense of self, the reason it's not easy is because it's not a human experience. It's a spiritual experience. And it's in that spiritual experience where the way you get past your limiting beliefs, your shame-based voices and your guilt-based voices, isn't by battling with them. It's by creating a relationship with a power greater than yourself, that in the essence of God, anything is possible. So in the pursuing of big dreams, every time you write something on a dream list, it's wonderful. But also make sure after you write, I'm abundant, I'm loving, I'm a world traveler, I want to make $1 million, I want to have a best-selling book. Whatever your I am is, make sure you also sit and listen. What are the voices coming after it? What are the limiting voices coming after it? What are the shame-based voices coming after it? And there are techniques out there that literally believe all you have to do is listen for the shame-based voice and then write an affirmation to act as though the voice isn't there. Well, if you're somebody that's been following that technique, I'm going to ask you right now, how's that working for you? The bottom line, it's not. And even though a lot of people might use that as a technique, I'm here to tell you that having a mental answer to an emotional question is temporary at best. So what do? We write those voices down. We get those voices out of our head. And if you're really on a pursuit of spiritual growth, of emotional growth, you're going to go into a deeper sense and find out why you have the voices in the first place. I've written entire books on the process of the inner child, the deeper sense of self, the suppressed emotion that is the source of all of those books, are all of those voices. Every limiting voice has an emotional source. So you can act as though the voice isn't there. You can act as though you can create 14 affirmations to make sure the glass empty voice goes away, or you can actually give the voice, those glass empty voices, time to be listened to. What do they have to say beyond, I'm not good enough? Why do they have that belief? What is it in you? Who is it in you? Where is that part in you that needs to be heard, that needs to be loved, that needs to have light shed on it? Enlightenment is the process of bringing awareness to the deeper parts of ourselves. I say all the time, as you bring a voice to your darkest parts, that's where true enlightenment happens, and that's how you literally have the availability to move beyond the limitations of your today and into a sense of grandness for your tomorrow. The dreaming big dreams is just the beginning point. It's not the end. It's the starting spot. It's not the destination. When we dream big dreams and we hear those voices, we have to listen for the limiting voices, because in our unconscious action steps every day, no matter how favorable you think you are moving forward, your limiting voices are the voices that are guiding your life. How do I know? Because if they weren't, you would already be living the dreams that you wished you were living right now. And there's a solution to it, there really is. But it's not a mental solution, it's a spiritual solution. We are all male and female beings. Our mental side of self is a powerhouse, goal-centered mental part, physical part. The male sense of self is our male and physical part. Our female sense of self is our spiritual, our emotional part. So if you're truly wanting to create a spiritual experience for yourself, it doesn't come from our mind. It comes from our heart. It doesn't come from our state of being. It comes from our state of emotional sense of self. And for most people, they say, well, that's not true, Joe, because all I have to do is think about something long enough. Well, that's the point. If you have to think about something long enough and change the mind of a part in you, instead of always trying to change the mind of that part, why don't you figure out why that part has a limiting belief in the first place? And the answer is a wound. It's a hurt. It's a suppressed emotion, some way, somehow. Now, I can tell you, going into the depths of yourself is not for everybody. So if you're not that person, it's perfectly fine. But I can tell you right now, if you really want to pursue big dreams and move into that sense of becoming a grander you, you have to listen for the voices that are holding you back. At a bare minimum, write out your goals, write out your dreams, and also write out the voices that you hear after it. When you get those voices out of your head and onto a piece of paper, there's something magical that happens. There really is. And it's in that sense right then that things start to shift. Now, where it becomes really powerful is when you write those voices out, the shame voices, the I'm not good enough voices, or the guilt voices, I've done something wrong voices. As you write those out on a piece of paper, that's a powerful experience. But then when you share those voices with somebody else, that's life-changing. It's literally then getting it out of yourself. And it's in the sharing where most people become aware of their multi-dimensional sense of self for the very first time. There's a part that's doing the sharing, and there's a part that's being shared about. The part that's doing the sharing is the higher sense of you. The part that's being shared about is the wounded sense of you, is the lower sense of you. Now, I'm not making either part right or wrong, but I'm telling you one thing. If you truly want to live a grander life, if you truly want to live a bigger life, if you truly want to live a life where dreams come true all this time, you have to be willing to investigate and figure out why you're not doing it already. And the answer to that is that your limiting voices are running your life. When I started Project Smile, it was one of those things where I was inspired because of a trip I took to South Africa. And on that trip, I became aware that millions, hundreds of millions of people didn't have water. Well, my passion is to bring clean water to the world. It really is. And I listened. I didn't have anything holding me back, literally. The voices that I had identified over 30 years of doing this process, they don't exist anymore. And that doesn't make me something unique or something special. It just makes me practiced. I went through years and years and years and years of the difficult, dark, oh my God, I can't breathe experiences of embracing the depths of myself. And now I move out into the world in a place to where I connect with a power greater than myself very effortlessly. Not because I'm unique, but because I'm practiced. And what causes me to be so practiced today isn't because I'm some spiritual guru. I'm anything but. But all the limiting voices that were there because of a healed and unhealed and suppressed emotion, I took the time to heal. Now I go out into the world, I speak a message that is universal. It's beyond religion. I don't really care what your religion is. How you create a relationship with God is you. And if religion works for you, great. But just remember, God's inside, not out here. God's not on some cloud. God's in here. You were created in God's image. You ever heard that? Have you ever heard that message? You're created in God's image? Not your physical, your spiritual. You want to live that image in the grandest way? Dream big dreams. Dream big dreams. Dream big dreams for yourself and dream big dreams for your family. And more importantly, as you're writing down the dreams, listen for all the voices that are holding you back. Your answers aren't in your dreams. Your answers are in the voices holding you back. When we bring a light, when we bring awareness to those deeper voices, those deeper hurts, those limiting beliefs, and we bring awareness, we bring light, we bring love to those beliefs, everything rises. All boats rise with the tide. Bring awareness to your darkest parts and you watch how your dreams will come true. At Project Smile, our dream, my vision, and others' vision is to have 1 million people download our educational systems. In 2 weeks, we're at 5,000 people. In 2 months, we're going to be at 50,000, maybe 100,000. We want to be to 1 million. That's my dream. It's a big dream, but with technology, it's available. And there's nothing holding us back. What's your dream? What's your big dream? And as you figure it out, what are the voices holding you back? Your answers are there. Ask for strength. Ask for courage. And then listen, and then live. Live a life for a legacy, and you watch as you move from gratitude to grace, everything changes in your world. Thank you for listening to this video. Visit us at projectsmile.world. Visit me on my different Instagram channels. Follow my message. Get it out there to people. Support me by getting my message out there. Help us by donating if you can, but definitely help us by sharing our message with your world, because your influence makes a difference. Thanks for listening, and please visit projectsmile.world.